Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. Alright guys, today I have some bad news. This is one for the L column. Unfortunately, Colorado governor did just sign 3 new gun control bills that had passed the House and the Senate there into law today. Now, these are not great things for the gun rights advocates nationwide, but particularly in Colorado. Now, if this sounds familiar to you, it should, because if you've been on this channel for a couple months, we've done 2 separate videos and discussed the Colorado laws that were coming out. But something happened here which, I'll be honest, just boils my blood, because the media did something extremely, disgusting. I'm going with disgusting. So, I'm going to talk about all that in a second. Everything is linked in the description box below for your review. And also, don't forget to sign up for the free newsletter that's in the description box at the top. It's how I'm sending you notifications, just in case YouTube forgets to get you those notifications, so you guys can be brushed up on the 2A news and the things that I'm discovering and bringing you content every single night. I'm just going to take that burden off their hands and I'll do it directly to your inbox. It's for free. It's in the description box below. I hope to see you on there. But now, let's dive into this governor situation in Colorado. Okay. So as I mentioned in the intro, I've got 2 videos that I've done on these exact bills and the situation and the progress that's gone on previously. They're on the screen right now. Those are the thumbnails. I have the links in the description box below that free newsletter sign up for the notifications. Okay? It's there if you want to watch it. And in that video, actually both those videos, we talked exclusively about all the bills that were going down. There were a few of them. Some were about misdemeanors, some about waiting periods, some were about transferring of firearms, but more importantly, we hit on the preemption, right? So preemption is something we've talked about a lot. That's the ability for individual city ordinances inside a state to make their own gun laws. For example, in Colorado, Aurora, Boulder, anywhere in Colorado could make their own gun laws, except there's a caveat. They can't make them less restrictive than the state law. So, according to this new legislation, they can make even more strict laws up until the point that they want to go as far as they can, but they cannot go less than state law. Kind of one-sided, isn't it? But here's the part that really just boils my blood. I'll be honest with you. In those videos, I have links in those videos as well for the articles, and on those articles, they're all talking about all the different benefits and all the different add-ons for these bills that are going to come out of it, for the misdemeanors, for the transferring of firearms, for the establishment of the health and safety firearms department inside the Colorado Department of Health. And they really hit on all of those. And then they made a slight little side mention about SB 256, which is the preemption removal. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so now let's fast forward to right now today. The articles look like this. Colorado governor signs bill allowing cities to set their own gun restrictions into law. Well, that's interesting. What happened to the other ones that were just as important? Oh, you didn't mention them. Okay. Well, let's look at another one. Colorado lets cities set their own gun laws, and Boulder plans to move quickly. Governor Jared Polis signed repeal of law that gun rights supporters have successfully pushed in dozens of states. That's preemption. So all of a sudden, while the bills were going through the House, while they were going through the Senate, and when they were waiting to be signed, it was all about the collection of the bills that were going to make people safer. It was all about the safety aspect, because it was important for misdemeanors and background checks and transfers in the Department of Gun Safety inside the Department of Health of Colorado, and a slight little thing about cities and preemption. Now, the bills have all passed, and it's only preemption. Everything else, okay, yeah, that's good, but it's about preemption now. Here we go. Bill SB 21-256, which is SB 256, allows cities in Colorado to establish their own gun regulation, overriding a previous state law that prohibits a local government from enacting an ordinance, regulation, or other law that prohibits the sale, purchase, or possession of a firearm. While the new law gives local jurisdictions more latitude to set their own gun control regulations, it does prohibit them from enacting regulations that are less restrictive than state law. Isn't that interesting how they made it particularly you can't go less than state law, but you absolutely can go more because that's safe? Doesn't sound very fair, does it? Alright, now let's go back to the other article. Boulder, Colorado. In response to a new state law allowing local governments to set their own gun regulations, city leaders here want to reinstate a ban on the sale and possession of weapons such as the AR-15 style pistol used in the mass shooting at a supermarket in March. Democratic Governor Jared Polis signed legislation Saturday making Colorado the first state to repeal what is known as pre-emption law. Previously, the state was one of the 45 that banned cities from enacting firearms regulations, according to tally by the National Rifle Association. Isn't that interesting? The second that he signs this into law, not even a mention of the other regulations, only preemption. Also, interestingly enough, Boulder moves immediately to ban AR-15s, which they had done before. This is the part that really irritates me, and this is why we fight, guys. Whew. The media hid most of this and the ramifications of most of this from each one of you. If you live in Colorado, the whole point was to hide the point of preemption being a thing. It wasn't even a thing. It was just a little thing. It was just a line item. No big deal. Then it becomes law, and all of a sudden the others don't even matter, and it's all about preemption. That's why we fight. That's why we focus so hard on this channel. That's why you and I are working together on this, because this kind of stuff, that's some dirty tricks. And I don't like it, and I know you guys don't either. Now, here's the important part, and this is the outcome. Colorado is about to become a microcosm of the United States. So in the United States, you have different states having different gun laws all over, depending on the populations that live there and their governments and their seat of power. Now, you're going to have Colorado divided up into little blue and red patches that are all organized by gun control. You're going to have a patchwork of laws, which is the whole point that the judge overturned the AR ban from Boulder previously. And you're going to have, literally, from city to city, not county to county, city to city, you're going to have to check your local gun ordinances if you want to go 2 cities over, if you're in violation or not, if you're going to jail or not, or if you're breaking the law by having the magazine in the glove compartment, or in the console, or in the back of the car, or wherever. This is going to be zero fun for anyone with a gun in Colorado. I'm just going to be honest. That's the first thing. The second thing, if you live in Colorado, you seriously might want to get in touch and pay attention to your city boards and your city, or the people who make your city ordinances, and make them really suggest to them to say, you need to protect our gun rights or I'm voting you out. This just got even more specific for you guys in Colorado. And this is why we fight across the board, so this type of thing does not continue to happen in different states, because this is a left nationwide agenda. That is a pivotal win for them, and we cannot let it happen again. But we're not going to, because we're going to pass the Second Amendment along to the next generation. I'm Braden. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and until tomorrow, see you later.